Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Well, today we thought we'd look back into the National Assembly. Still talking about the 10th Senate, the 10th session of the National Assembly, and the battle for the principal officers, as is well known. Well, that is sort of, well, it's not even sorted out. We're still there. All feelers say that, well, all of these plannings and configurations are going on, but that President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the final say on all of these matters. But that doesn't stop groups from lobbying. For instance, when we look at the battle for the Senate presidency, there are groups who are saying that, you know what, it's the Southeast that, should indeed be occupying that office. They will, prefer a lot of reasons. And then there are others who are saying that, well, actually, it's the South-South. So all of this, you can understand when it is said that it's the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will have the final say. But we will be joined shortly. In the meantime, maybe we could put on the phones and, have some sort of a sense. Maybe that will be later. I think the guest has actually he's just come on stream. And I'm talking really about Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzo. Mazi Isiguzo is a former national youth leader, Ohaneze worldwide, Ohaneze Youths worldwide. A fine morning to you, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzo.
Yeah, it's fine morning. Good morning, my good friend.
Okay then.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. This is Yori Folari in studio, and we're happy that you could make the time for us. Now.
Oh, very lovely.
Yeah. I was just, in a preamble saying that quite a number of people think that, there's always more than one way to skin a cat, and in their own particular version of that aphorism is that it is the turn of the South-South. There are those saying that it is the turn of the Southeast. Well, APC is looking towards the South-South, according to news reports. And indeed, some of those news reports continue to say that it's actually, the party is actually shopping for Northwest, in Northwest for the deputy. But your interest is to make the case for the Southeast in the 10th Senate. Am I right there?
Yes, very correct. You are very, very correct.
Okay.
You are very, very correct.
All right.
And first of all, I want to use this opportunity again to congratulate the President-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his well-deserved victory in the last election. Currently, I was the former National Youth Leader for Ohaneze and currently the Secretary General for Ohaneze and Igbo. And our position has become very clear and remained very clear that in the process to help the President-elect to start the healing process that's supposed to kickstart to ensure that we have a united front, a united nation, not divided by religion or ethnicity, that the South and the President-elect, the President of the Senate in the 10th Assembly. The reasons are very clear. In order to balance the Muslim tickets, the presidency, they need who will of the Senate. And this is the beginning which the President-elect has advocated that he will start a national healing process and let it start from the Southeast. So the people of the Southeast is full of expectations that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President-elect, will ensure based on equity and fairness and natural justice, that the presidency of the Senate should come to the Southeast.
Okay.
And coming to the Southeast is going to douse a lot of tension, because in the last 8 years, the Southeast has been somehow shortchanged from the top echelon of the governance in Nigeria. And we believe that if we have somebody who is among the top 3 or top 5 in governance, that it will help to bring a sense of belonging to our people, especially the people of the Southeast. And this will curtail the insecurity challenges we are having in the Southeast, because which is fueled by perceived marginalization in the last ending administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. So we are using this medium to still call the leadership of the APC and the president-elect in particular to ensure that he use his good office as the president-elect to ensure that the Southeast produce the presence of the Senate in the 10th Assembly. This will go a long way to make sure that, irrespective of the whole clamor and a lot of tension and heightened anxiety in the country, it will douse the tension in the Southeast. And also, it will curtail the activities of our brothers who are seeking for another republic called Biafra.
Yes. Okay, but I'm sure, as you well know, without prejudice to what you've said, I think in the APC, they were looking towards the House of Representatives for that. But well, you must have heard about it, but you don't seem to agree with that quest. Say, look towards the House of Representatives. You are saying, no, it's the Senate, which we popularly refer to as the number 3 position.
No. Yes. No. We are asking the president-elect and the leadership of APC, they should give the Southeast the opportunity to pursue the Senate presence, irrespective of zoning giving us the speakership. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I will believe that the best position the Southeast must occupy at this hour, and it will help the Igbos to forgo other quests for those challenging Asuaju in the other way around, and help to douse the tension in the Southeast. Once Asuaju give the Southeast the presidency, it will reduce the tension and will be in the position to advise those who are challenging his presidency to calm down.
Okay, I hear that. But are you giving, I was giving the impression that there are those notable, members of the party, including your very good self, that will indeed be doing that, irrespective of anything. But to now tie that, not in a negative way, but to tie that to, look, as long as we have number 3, then we shall, be cooperative in that regard. I don't know if you think that people who see it from that point of view, might be getting the wrong end of the stick, because I feel that people of Southeast extraction, people of Igbo extraction will do that anyway. Nobody wants the continued restiveness that we have. But just throwing that in there as a sweetener, I don't know how you feel about it.
No, the truth of the matter is, we must ask ourselves, how did we come to a situation whereby the best and the most peaceful zone in the whole geopolitical zone of Nigeria, that very, very peaceful, became a volatile area? This was because of perceived injustice against the people of the South.
Mazi Okechukwu, I think it's the network thing. But in the meantime, a call has come in. So maybe I could take that call. Mr. Mohammed has called in from Abuja. Good morning to you, sir. Weigh in on the situation.
Good morning, Uncle Yeri.
Yeah.
Good morning, Uncle Yeri.
Good morning.
Happy Easter in Arias.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
so the case for, the Southeast for the Senate president.
Important. We thank people like Hope Uzudima, the governor of Imo State. We thank people like the governor of Ebonyi State. We thank all those people that are concerned that voted for APC. But to be sincere, Uncle Yori, politics is a game of number, and who needs equity must come with clean hands. My question to that your guest is that how many
Mazi Okechukwu?
Yeah, Mazi Okechi, how many votes did the Southeast produce compared to South-South? So let him, because I know Rivers State alone produced up to 200 or something thousand votes. Then if you add with the other states, I think they are qualified enough to get the seat of the Senate President. Then the Southeast can now take the seat of the either Deputy Senate President or Speaker. I think that is justice, because South-South have never produced Senate President before. They only produce Deputy Senate President. But the Southeast has been producing Senate President for long. But now, since they have now decided to put their eggs into one basket to vote their own president,
okay.
They can get now in terms of this sharing formula. They should now manage either Speaker or Deputy Senate President. I think that's okay, conclude.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed, for calling in from Abuja. Mazi Okechukwu, well, you heard it. So far, it's not as if the Southeast hasn't occupied that office severally before. They're all very illustrious sons of Nigeria. Immediately, I think Chuba Kadibo is just one name that jumps out at you. There are many. There are some others. So what do you think of that? Reasoning that the South-South hasn't ever had a chance before. And since we're talking about equity, balance, and all of that, how would you respond to that line of thinking?
Well, I thank the last caller, and I want to say sincerely that the Southeast has produced the Senate presidents in the past. And I think since 1960, I think we have had about 7 to 9 Senate presidents in the past. Mm-hmm. And since 1999 till now, we had about 5 of them in the past. But the truth here is these people of the Southeast supported the people of the South-South in 2015, in 2011 and 2015 for presidents. We sacrificed everything. Whatever we have suffered in Nigeria today between 2015 and 2019 was as a result of the total support Igbos gave to a prominent son and the former president of Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan. And at this hour, we expected that since in order to ensure that there is total healing in the land and there is total restoration of unity in the country across the board, that the people of the South, the people of the South-South should support the people of the Southeast to produce number 3. If we give opportunity to somebody to become number 1, and at the end of the day, Southeast we are victimized by the outgoing administration, by the popular maximum of 97.5%, and the dots in the center. Southeast became a vulnerable area because the support we gave to the people of the South. But by this time of this future, for the future of the country, for national security and otherwise, we believe that the best thing at this moment is to give a credible Southeast man who has the interest of the country at heart. We have prominent senators from the Southeast. We have Senator Joseph Carlo. We have Senator Cities in Aso. We have Governor Dave Umahi. And the truth about it is, all of them are qualified. For Dodges Okalo, we know we have some little issues with Dodges Okalo. And the issue of Ochitozinaso is a good candidate, yes. But Ohanese is looking at a man who will protect the Asuwaju presidency across 8 years, 4 years and 8 years. A man who will be able to stabilize the Senate and ensure that there is a good understanding between the executive and the legislator. So the man we are looking at is Governor Umahi. Are you getting me? We are scrutinizing all the candidates, and we believe that if the Senate, at this point in time, what the people should be talking about, how can they give Asuwaju a man who will protect the interests of Nigeria and a man who will also double to ensure that there is peace in the Southeast.
All right. Just before I go, because I have another call
this
on the line. I beg your pardon, Mazi. There's actually another Mazi on the line. But just to clarify something you said, did you say Ohaneze is looking actually not towards Oji Uzor Kalu necessarily, even though he's as qualified as any other?
Yes, Oji Kalu is qualified. Oji Kalu is qualified to be the Senate president, but because of his antecedent in the past, because a man who said that he brought Uruga to Abia State, a man who said that he's looking for a Northeast presidency when the Southeast is yearning for presidency in 2023, and a man who is always at the crossroads with the collective interest of Ndibo. A lot of people are not comfortable with Oji Kalu, but personally, Oji Kalu is one of the good candidates you can present, and he can get something from Ndibo.
Okay,
but at the point in time,
let me go to Abia. Let me go to Abia that you mentioned, where Mazi Okoroafo is waiting to join the conversation. Good morning to you, Mazi Okoroafo.
Good morning, Sayori. Good morning, my brother Mazi on the sky. You see, Southeast is due for the Senate president. If you look at the permutation presently for 2023 election right now, then South for the secretary to the federal government. Then we come down to Middle Belt.
Yeah.
Middle Belt. We're talking about the speaker for the House of Reps. Look, Nigeria should be talking of equity, fairness, peace, and unity of this country. One block alone cannot take it all. Share, forget political party issue of symptoms. Now, I'm still saying this, but people sometimes, when the earthquake happened in Turkey, they say it was out of God. Yes, God does not create something and God comes down to destroy. It is people that God creates and people come to destroy. Go back and read history. What happened in Tokyo? I started an example. I told you that there was a program on the Ghana television. I told you that in Maba television. That birds came to Tokyo. Over 20 million birds. Wait, in that country. As I said, after 48 hours, what happened in Tokyo? So, when something is happening in a country, we should be very, very careful. Let us keep selfishness, tribalism, religion, man no man, or anything aside. And face reality. Because, I repeat, nothing just happened. Unquote, nothing just happened. We have to be very careful. Everybody struggling for position. Southeast, the Southeast, give them the Senate president. Let them go. You watch them. That is how to do. Not to say that you climb down everything. Every time Southeast will boil it. They are being marginalized. They are being regionalized. They are being dubbed one side. They are not carrying along. Let us play a real game 2023. Let's keep religion aside. Let's keep political party aside. And look for competent hands from Southeast to stand as a Senate president. Give him time to play. We have 100 days in office. We watch them. So this issue of people glamoring, you must be my people, it doesn't make sense. We are in a country that everyone, I think we saw what happened in Turkey yesterday. A fellow banker went to his bank and gave 6 or 5 people in his bank the same staff. Now, do you want us to in Nigeria? We are not praying for such, but there are certain things we take symptoms instead of testing the causes. Now, to reach at a level that international community are watching us. You see, when we do this, they start laughing at us. When the people come to the job, they leave the sky. Every time we start an example with other countries, I think we saw what the man in Rwanda said. He said he's retiring and is going to be what? A journalist. And he's not satisfied with his job.
Okay.
So that is what I just be thinking about. Let us move forward. Forget about religion. Forget about tribalism. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much. Mazi Isuguzo, you heard that. He also, is staunchly, it would seem to me, on the side of a Senate president, number 3 man, as we say locally here, coming from the Southeast. He thinks it's a matter of balance, it's a matter of fairness. So, but to be accurate, it is said in news reports that the party, APC, is actually still consulting, even as it has penciled down, according to one paper is saying it has penciled down the South, but is searching for a Northwest deputy. And you explained from the beginning that, it still is not cutting it. It's really Southeast or nothing. But I don't imagine I should have added or nothing, because you didn't say that. And as politicians, consultations are on. I imagine you can still talk with each other. But just before you respond, Mazi, let me join Ada calling in from Jos to this conversation. Good morning to you, Ada.
Good morning, Mr. Yori, and your guest there.
Mazi.
Okay,
Mazi is
Mazi, okay, Chuku.
Yes.
That's Ada calling from Jos Plateau State. Mr. Yori, I don't want to start repeating what other people have said, I as much as I believe in the balancing, of power, that is sharing of whatever, the power after election. You should know that the problem with Nigeria is not even that. The problem is good governance, fiscal federalism, if I have my way. Let the president-elect, he has been talking about that, and I believe he also believes in that. If they can do that, most of these things, struggling for who will become what, it will fizzle out, you understand? It's fiscal federalism, that's the most important thing. And then, about all I want to say here is that, Mr. Yori, if at all they're going to give it to anybody, let it be somebody who doesn't have a criminal baggage. We can't, you can't go through that route. We can't continue like that. And let me tell you something. When an election ends, the first 4 years, the first tenure of that particular person, it doesn't belong to him as such. When you're talking about final say, he has to look at the inputs made by other regions, for him to get there. Let's face facts. Understand what I'm saying? As for the Southeast, I must say, when we're giving all those positions, what do you get from there? Fiscal federalism is the way to go. Let's not give up Nigeria.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Ada Ogadimma. I can see that we seem to still have a challenge with Mazi Izuguzo, who is on, Zoom, I believe it is. But can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Okay. Please respond if you will. There are two in a row. First, Mazi Okorafo from Abia, and then Ada calling in from Jos.
Mazi Okorafo from Abia. I like his submission, because what we need at this point is to ensure that there is peace. Unity of the country should be paramount in any consultation going on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Mazi.
Hello,
Mazi, we can hear you.
I say that what we need at this point in Nigeria, is peace, national healing, and the unity of the country is paramount. Whatever consultation APC is looking at, whatever they are trying to do behind the scene, everything that is going on, they should consider peace, they should consider unity, and they should consider the national healing process that Aswadi has already said he's going to initiate once he takes over power. Now, let me tell you the truth. Forget about politics, forget about anything. Immediately, we have a Southeast man as president. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can still hear you.
Immediately we have a Southeast man as the president of the Senate. A lot of things will go down.
All right.
The peace will be restored in some part of this. A lot of people.
I hear you on that, Mazi. But could we quickly, Mazi, if you can hear me, I would like you to quickly also comment on Ada calling in from Jos, who is saying that
Ada is why I align with Ada is based on we cannot give a man the president of the Senate who has a criminal record. Any man that has criminal records should not be considered to be the president of the Senate. That was what happened in 1999. Between 1999 and 2007, Southeast produced about 5 Senate presidents in 8 years because we put people who had criminal tendencies and records. And that
I just want to be careful here. Sorry, Mazi, I just want to be a real bit cautious here. If the National Assembly, the Senate, if they voted, the person who is the chief whip now, for example, I mean, I'm really a bit confused over the idea of any kind of criminal attachment. My feeling is that if they had been sure that within the law this was the case, they might not have voted him to high office.
Uncle, please allow me to raise my case. What I'm trying to say is that Ojikalo, we know he has some issues with EFCC, and a lot of things can go wrong, and that issue will be brought up, and it will embarrass the office of the President of the Senate. So what we are saying is that
quickly, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to rush you. You've made your point. So I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I also want to bring on Reverend Dominic, who wants to join the conversation as well. You will respond. Mazi, you will respond. You will have the opportunity to respond. Reverend Dominic, please go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Yori.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mazi, the other side.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please continue, Reverend Dominic.
Yori, if we have good party structure and party democracy, the principle of democracy and party structure or party politics is when a party wins election. This thing we are going forth and back, who will be Senate this, who will be that, shouldn't arise if there's a party structure. In party politics, when a party wins election, they sit down and share the offices. By now, anybody that will be the minister have been known. Anybody that will be Secretary of State have been known. Anybody that will be... So if the good party structure is there, we'll be quarreling all these things. To me, whether you give it a Senate president to the Southeasterner or not, I don't think he will quench the agitation. Because people who are agitating have their own straight ideology. Whether you give them presidency, whether you give them speaker, whether the governor or the whole governor that they come from the Southeast, the young men who did not see a sensible war, who needs Biafra, want Biafra, whether you like it or not. But in balancing of good governance, we must come to Southeast and find a credible man. Here, I've said this before, people came after me. In 2015, we have crisis in Senate because a man win Senate presidency and also things came up. He take the Senate members to go to tribunal CCB every 2 weeks. We don't want a repeat of it. And let me give Nigeria information. There's a man called Joseph Wyatt. Your people will not the name Joseph Wyatt. He is from the South Side. He was a president of Senate in 1979. If I'm wrong, I'm here to quote right or wrong. But Joseph Wyatt was the Senate presidency in 1979. Maybe if you say the South have not been occupied Senate presidency in this recent time, 1990 now, you are right. The South have occupied that seat. If the man called the Wyatt is from South South, it might not sound very well. So what I'm trying to say, we need good governance. And
all right.
That good governance, a party must balance their structure and share their governance very well. I mean, the office of their governance very well. That's my own contribution.
Thank you for it, Reverend Dominic.